Welcome guys. So in our earlier videos we have talked about backup and restore, and we talked about logical backups, how to take the logical backups, but how they are useful. In this video we are going to talk about the physical backups. Okay, so there are two types of physical backups. One is offline backup and online backups. So what are offline backups? Offline backups are, you can also call them as file system backups, because in this you take the backup of your data files only. Okay, you take physical files at particular location and you take the backup of them. So that's why it is called as file system backup. Okay, so there are a few things you need to know before you do offline backup. So your DB server must be stopped to get a usable backup, like your no none of your file maybe is in use. So if any of your file is used, that backup will not be taken, or that's not consistent for that particular data file or configuration file. So you must stop the your database server, and then you can take the backup. You can copy the files, or you can copy the file from file system from one location to another location. That's the backup you can take. Okay, so the next one is, if when you are going to apply that backup, when you're going to restore it on particular some other server, in that case also you need to stop the server, stop your DB server, then restore, paste that data files, and then you can start your database, Postgres database. Okay, so partial restoration of a single table is not possible in this. Like in earlier backups, logical backups, we take the backup, we dropped a particular table, and then we uh, restore the particular table using logical backup. But this is not possible in this file system backup, because we do not know where our table is placed in the data directory. Or okay, uh, this is possible backup restoration of complete database or complete cluster only. You cannot like if you have a single database on a particular server, or you have multiple databases, you have a cluster. So in that case, if you want to do a particular like a DB schema, or in case of database cluster, you want to uh, just is restore a particular database schema, a particular table. There's those things are not possible here. You can only restore the particular that whole database in with this, because it will restore all of your data files, not a particular database wise schemas or database wise files. Okay, so this is physical backup. The next one is uh, this is offline backup of physical backup. Next one is online backup. So what is that? So in online backup you do not stop your server, you just that backup is continuously going on, and you took the backup of these write ahead log files. These we can call them as wall files. So Postgres, uh, continuous archiving in Postgres is a feature that allows for the continuous backup of wall files. So without the backup of these wall files, you cannot uh, think about your replication process or point in time recovery, or the continuous archiving, which is your online backup. This is the main thing for taking the online backups, write ahead log file. So what's in these files? Anything you make changes in the database, Postgres database, that gets copied to wall files, and then you can take the backup of these wall files into your particular location wherever you want. Okay, so this is the process of, we call this process as continuous archiving. Once you start this process, then this all the wall files gets copied to your archived location. Okay, so to understand this continuous archiving process, yeah, you can follow these steps. Like first, we need to do enable archiving. Okay, so where we can do it in the configuration file PostgreSQL PostgreSQL.conf, which is your configuration file in Postgres. You need to update a variable here, which is archive mode. You need to update this variable to enable the archiving. This parameter specifies archiving method to use. Okay, if you enable it on or off, that will, so you need to enable it, and then you need to specify the archive command. There is a command you need to update a command for this, like in the configuration file, to specify the command that copies the WAL files to the archive destination. There's a uh, parameter which I will tell you in the lab, which will tell you the location of the file and the command for this, how we copy it. Configure archive destination. You need to put the particular location of the destination where you want to uh, copy your WAL files. Okay, this could be a path in the directory in the same, or at some other server, that can also be possible, or the cloud storage is also possible. Okay, and then you need to trigger WAL archiving. You can use this uh, when whenever the WAL file is filled, then Postgres will trigger the archive command. Okay, and then these archive commands are copied to fill the WAL files. Copy the filled WAL files to the specified archive destination. When your WAL files are full, then those are copied to archive destination, and then archive you can use that archive WAL files to do the backups. Retention and cleanup, like you need to periodically manage the archived WAL files by implementing a retention policy, like how many days you want to retain the archive WAL files. Okay, so that's depend on your requirement. And then restoration of archive WAL files. In this event of in the event of disaster recovery, like when if your system is uh, some broke or something happens to your system, so you can restore your system. You can do point in time recovery with these archived WAL files. Okay, so this is all about your continuous archiving, which is a part of online backups. You can also do point in time recovery with this, but first we are going to uh, just talk about this in detail that we are doing the lab. Okay, so there are a few steps you can watch here. So we need to make changes in Postgres config.configuration Postgres.conf, which is our configuration file. Okay, you can check the archive mode if that is enabled or not. You can check the configuration file. These are the parameters, three parameters. Okay, you need to see if this parameter is uh, you can commented or not, if this is usable in your configuration file. If this is commented, your we your the continuous archiving and the replication of your archive logs will not work. Okay, so then you need to set another parameter, archive mode. You need to set this to on, and then the archive command, which is your copy to particular location, and this is the archive direct destination. Location is your archive destination. Okay, so let's move to the lab and see how we do it. Okay, so we are going to do the lab in our next video. So thank you, and I'll see you in the lab.